We had sold the last of our family trucking companies in 1998, and literally the day we sold our last trucking company, Todd started what is today ATBS.
When I started ATBS, I had a few different business plans in mind and things that I thought I wanted to do. We had recently sold our truck line and I had a really young family and I had worked a lot of hours, and so I just really wanted something I could do out of my house, be with my family, and the ATBS business plan made the most sense to me.
I was under an employment contract to run our trucking company for a couple of years for the company that bought us, and Todd called me maybe a year and a half in and said, hey, the stuff I'm doing I think is really neat. I think we can make a huge difference in the trucking industry. I'd love to have you join me and see if we can make that difference if you'd be interested. And I said, yeah, I'd love to join you. Let's see what we can do with this.
Started working at ATBS in August of 2002. Jeff and Todd had called me up. I was running another company that we were winding down at the time. Since I used to run the maintenance at our old truck line, Jeff and Todd thought it was a natural fit for me, so they recruited me to come on board.
I knew in the very beginning of ATBS that drivers needed a ton of help. I honestly really didn't know how big it could become, and I look back that we've worked with 150,000 owner-operators is almost overwhelming to me.
It's been a lot of changes over these 20 years. But as I started, I was employee number 8, and now there's 150 people running around here.
I think technology plays a huge part in where we were to where we are today. We knew from the beginning when we started this business, for us to be successful, we had to be the path of least resistance for our clients. We had to be easy to do business with. And so we went to them and said, hey, fundamentally what we do is required by law. You've got to account for your business and you've got to file taxes. What's the easiest way for us to do that for you? When we first started this business, it was us sitting around doing everything manually on ledgers and Excel spreadsheets and stuffing and licking envelopes and mailing documents, to the point today where I like to tell our clients, we're handing you the single most sophisticated back office in the country.
In the old days, when it came the end of the month and we had to print all the clients' profit and loss statements, it was a big job. And then we didn't have a folding machine, so literally we had a day each month that we would just go get a keg. All the employees would stop what they were doing, we'd sit around the keg and literally fold and stuff envelopes with each client's P&L statement, and we'd have the keg so your mouth didn't get too dry while you sat there and licked thousands of envelopes. A lot of people come up here and they look at all the space that we have in our building and they wonder why we have half of the floor open. Well, when we moved out here, we used to handle all the paperwork for all of our clients when we didn't have an imaging system.
So there's files everywhere, having to pull them and file them and pull them and file them.
So during tax season, we would have thousands and thousands of mail buckets, and each client, as we did a tax return, we kept all their receipts as paper for the entire year, and when we started a return, we'd have to go grab those mail buckets, fill that mail bucket with that client's paperwork, and then we had a team of probably 20 people that did nothing but walk around the floor looking for clients' mail buckets and trying to find a receipt that might be missing. So that was pretty inefficient.
Today, we're able to do business any way our client wants to do business. If they want to mail us paper receipts, they can. If they want to use our apps and send us pictures, they can. They've got scanners in the truck and want to scan documents and send them to us, they can.
So I think even though our core business has really remained the same, we really leveraged a lot of technology to make what we do a lot more efficient at a very affordable price point for our clients. Now everything is available online through client portals.
We now have a more global perspective of every customer situation.
We focus on cloud-based technologies, so pretty much anything we've got, our employees can access it from anywhere in the world and make sure they provide the clients the quality of service that they deserve. Doing tax and accounting work day in and day out. It gets mundane, it gets tiresome, and so we do a lot of things to try and mix it up. I love the Halloween celebration where we bring families in each year, and we have our annual Christmas party, different things like that that we do to just really be engaged with the employees, with everybody around here, and just be able to have a lot of fun together.
One of our most favored traditions here at ATBS is our annual Halloween celebration.
I get to bring my children and they get to go trick-or-treating down the aisles.
When it started, it was just a few kids and the few employees that actually worked there at the time, but now it's grown to be quite an event. The kids really enjoy coming to the office and seeing where their parents work.
One year, Bill Camerzell dressed up like Snow White, and the accounting department were the 7 dwarfs. You have never seen Snow White in combat boots. It was hilarious.
One of the greatest traditions we have here at ATBS is our White Elephant party that we have around the holidays every year. It's a lot of fun. Everybody gets together and the gifts always range from the practical to the impractical to the what is this? We have food and some beverage, and Santa Claus comes. Todd always ends up putting $100 in one of the most unlikely gifts.
It's always fun trying to figure out where it is, and you try to make sure you end up with that particular gift.
It's always fun watching people scamper around to trade to try to find which one that is.
Well, my favorite tradition here at ATBS is the chili festival the Friday before the Super Bowl. A lot of people bring in chili dishes, and it's very enjoyable. Happy day.
When we had a chili cook-off, everybody was supposed to make their own homemade chili, and we had contests, and they were voted on. An employee who worked here brought canned chili, and he actually came in first place, and it's been the biggest laugh.
Back when we started the consulting group, we had a consultant who will remain nameless. Well, anyways, Matt, we had some campaign that we were trying to contact the drivers for. He wrote a letter, and I said, well, maybe put in our 800 number on there so that if they've got some questions, they can go ahead and contact us. So he did, and he sent it out. And it was probably about a week later, he got a phone call from one of the clients. He said, Matt, I really appreciate the information, the letter. You know, I was trying to get a hold of you about this, and I called this number. And there was this gal on the other side with this husky voice that wanted to take my credit card for like the next 90 minutes. Well, when Matt put together the letter, he ended up transposing a couple of numbers, and it ended up being, you know, a phone sex line.
One of my favorite ATBS traditions is what we call our champagne toast, which is champagne toast we do on tax day every year when the whole company evacuates the building. We go outside, we each have a quick glass of champagne and a cheers to the end of tax season, and we all kind of joke because we know it's nowhere near the end of tax season. Half our clients have us file extensions for them, and we immediately rush back in and get right back to work finishing taxes.
The champagne bottle signifies the end of tax season, and it's signed by everybody who works here for the tax season. They sign their name and specify the number of tax season they've worked at ATBS.
The tradition I enjoy the most is the after-tax party. It is the most fun that we have, and I always look forward to it.
In 2006, we began the tradition of creating these custom ATBS coffee mugs to give as a gift to our many partners in the trucking industry. And it's just awesome today when you walk into somebody's office and you see that they have all 12 years worth of ATBS mugs lined up behind their desk.
The model trucks in our lobby are really an interesting story, and as we traveled around and we visited with different trucking companies, we saw that most of them had model trucks on display in their offices. And so we thought it might be a cool idea if we got some of those model trucks for our own display back in our lobby.
The best part about working at ATBS is the culture.
For me to be able to work from home is really a big deal.
I like the relaxed atmosphere. We get to dress the way we want to.
Being able to come in a shirt and pants is just marvelous.
Getting together at holidays and also during the summer months when we are able to get outside and get out of our office environment. And then just the camaraderie that's built from those events, and the summer barbecues are traditions that I really enjoy.
The barbecue has the manager of each team, and the team's employees come by and prepare a barbecue for 85 to 110 people. And that makes the department come together as a team with a common goal, and we're serving everybody else in the company, and that's very rewarding to me.
Our Christmas giving tree is one of my favorite times of the whole year here at ATBS, where we actually give gifts out for children who are blessed than we do.
In the end, when I really think about the best memories I have of ATBS, it's with the people, whether it's the people that work at ATBS or whether it's the drivers that we work with that we get to talk to at truck shows or over the phone.
My favorite thing is when I'm out visiting with our clients around the country, every time I meet with somebody, I'm hearing a story about how we helped them buy a house, or we helped them put a kid through college, or we took a person who otherwise might be on the street begging for food and made them successful where they're making $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a year in their business.
What we do is so impactful to our clients. We help them make their paycheck a little bit bigger, help provide for their family.
I love to visit our fleet partners. It's truly a pleasure coming in each day and just interacting with the people.
We have an opportunity every single day to help our customers, and that's really fantastic.
I have gained a great deal of respect in working here for truck drivers than I ever had before.
Something I learned early on from my dad, growing up in business, working with him. If you show up every day with a smile, you work hard, you have a good attitude, and you just do your job, good things happen, and they continue to happen. And that's what I've done every day. Every day I come to work and open the door. I'm just excited for a new day, and great things seem to happen. A lot of businesses get replaced by technology these days, and so I think about autonomous trucks, I think about computers, and it's easy to think 20 years from now there's not going to be a need for ATBS. But what I know is we're in the people business, and so I know 20 years from now, just like the last 20 years, people need people to help them to be successful, and we'll be helping people 20 years from now just like we do today. Being part of making this 20th anniversary film, I've heard so many hilarious, incredible, amazing, funny stories, and there's dozens of more people that I wish were brave enough to come on camera. Those of you that did, thank you so much, because I know it's not easy, and the stories are fantastic. But more than anything, it just reiterates to me what an incredible place ATBS is. Each and every one of you that work here make this place fun every day, but more meaningfully, you impact lives of our customers every day. So I just want to thank each of you for being part of ATBS for the last 20 years. I love you, God bless you, and may we continue to have the fun and success that we've had. Thanks.